been in the area recently. Plus, the woman at the center of a controversial Wildwood police video is calling for action to be taken. And
dry conditions expected today, but our next storm system rolls in tomorrow. More on the rain and wind and the rest of your 7-day forecast as the fios1 News Morning Edition starts right now.
fios1 News Morning Edition.
Good morning. It is 5 o'clock on this Tuesday, October 15th. You're watching fios1 News. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Persichetti. We'll have your top stories in just a moment, and Nicole Denado will have your traffic report. But first, let's get a check of the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Brian Fitzgerald. Good morning, Brian.
Christine, thanks so much and good morning. Here's our satellite radar picture on this Tuesday. We've got some nice dry conditions outside. We're expecting mainly sunny skies heading into this afternoon. That will change, however, by tomorrow as our next storm system rolls in, and it's likely to involve rain and some strong gusty winds. Could even be a flood concern in parts of the area because of the heavy rain. Here's a satellite radar picture locally across the state. No major concerns. Today is a dry day. Not only a dry day, but hard-pressed to find much of the way of cloud cover around. Even some 30s in places like Parsippany this morning. It's 53 in Patterson. It's 48 in Point Pleasant. And the wind is coming in about 5 miles per hour in Newark out of the north and the northwest. This afternoon, we're into the mid-60s, bright skies. We'll talk about the wet weather tomorrow and the rest of your 7-day just ahead.
Good Tuesday morning. We are here. Let's get our first quick look at what's happening out on the roads around New Jersey this morning. And starting off with the George Washington Bridge traffic. Nice and light, very quiet out there. Certainly have a few early birds starting off our Tuesday morning commute, but the traffic flow is looking good. We don't have any late clearing construction going on, so you should have a nice breezy time hitting the roads for the George Washington Bridge. Same deal for the New Jersey Turnpike at Newark Airport. We do have some pockets of overnight construction starting to wrap up, so just be mindful of that, but nothing that's going to be really impacting your commute, because look at all this green that we're seeing out here. Nice and quiet. That's what that means. And as we're moving in and out of the city, it's a smooth ride for us, especially as we're moving in and out of Monmouth and Ocean County further south. So a quick look at those drive times. No surprise here. We are at under 10 minutes for our major crossings. New Jersey Transit, everything running on or close to schedule this morning, and so are the PATH trains. Everything is looking good. I'm Nicole Denado. That's your fios1 News traffic report.
$1 million. That's how much Governor Phil Murphy wants to spend of your taxpayer money to open a new office in Newark. fios1's Marilyn Buckley has the story.
Governor Murphy plans on putting that new office right here in Newark. His other office is in the state capitol in Trenton. However, this new office will cost over $100,000 more than his current office space, totaling to $145,000 a year in rent alone. Murphy previously said Newark is where he wanted to plant his flag. It would be his second office other than the one at the State House. NJ.com reporting Murphy compared the situation to New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's, who has offices in both New York City and Albany, saying, quote, Newark is our equivalent. The new office will border Newark's Central Business District and Newark's commuter hub Penn Station. Governor Murphy also adding this new upgraded space will offer more working rooms, meeting areas for staff, and ultimately build closer working relationships. In Newark, Marilyn Buckley, fios1 News.
The state's controversial black bear hunt is now underway. The annual hunt kicked off yesterday. The 6-day event is meant to keep the bear population down and reduce the number of bear encounters with humans. And while Governor Phil Murphy has said he wants to end the bear hunt and find non-lethal ways to fix the population, some people we spoke with say the hunt should stay.
It's pretty big. It's an ongoing issue, but I think it's the right thing to do.
And if a guy's a hunter and he wants to hunt, you know, I think he should be able to shoot them because they do have to be controlled.
The hunt is restricted to 5 zones, all in the northwestern part of the state. Officials say last year hunters killed 225 bears, the lowest amount since 2003. Health officials say a worker at a Patterson produce store may have exposed others to hepatitis A. According to NJ.com, the food handler, who has not been identified, was working while infected at Brothers Produce, located on East Railway Avenue. City officials are working with the State Department of Health to notify residents about the potential exposure. The health department is recommending anyone who purchased produce from the store between September 30th and October 5th to throw it away. They're also urging anyone who may have eaten produce from the store and is not vaccinated against hepatitis A to contact their doctor for treatment immediately. Officials say the latest you should receive treatment is October 19th. We now know the name of the 10-year-old girl killed after falling out of a ride at a Cumberland County fair. It happened at the Deerfield Township Harvest Festival on Saturday evening. State police say Haley McMullen was somehow ejected from the spinning extreme ride. She was airlifted to a Camden hospital where she died. It's still unclear how the girl fell or if a ride malfunction contributed to the fatal fall. The woman at the center of a controversial video showing her being punched by police on a Wildwood beach is taking action. 20-year-old Emily Wyman of Philadelphia filed a federal lawsuit against the city and the officers in the video. Her lawyer tells NJ.com she was the victim of a brutal and senseless assault and that she's been through hell the past year and a half. Wildwood Mayor Ernie Troiano Jr. says there's no basis for the suit, which he's calling a money grab. Video from the incident, which took place in May of 2018, shows the officers punching Wyman. Cops questioned her for having alcohol on the beach. Wyman was tackled when she started to walk away and refused to give her name. She pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. A protest for a man who died while working for a temp agency. fios1's Tom Murphy has more from Kearney.
A crowd in Kearney on Monday night protesting outside the TI Logistics warehouse. Protesting for this man, Heriberto Casero. Casero died in an accident while working in the warehouse.
TI Logistics did nothing to save and protect Heriberto from his death.
Make the Road New Jersey organized this protest. They say Casero's death is not uncommon among temp workers. Employees get temporary jobs they aren't necessarily prepared for.
They get sent to different warehouses every single day without the proper training, without safety training.
And sometimes those jobs are dangerous. So they're marching.
We're here because the staffing agency in itself was not registered to the state. So we're asking for the state to investigate the staffing agency.
For laws that protect those workers.
We definitely are pushing to have dignity, fair hours, and of course, more safety.
And for the man who died.
And he really considered to make the Road New Jersey his family, away from family back home.
We tried reaching out to TI Logistics for this report, but the company did not respond to our calls. For more info on Make the Road New Jersey, you can go online. From Kearney, Tom Murphy, fios1 News.
Today is the last day you can register to vote for next month's general election in the state. According to our partners at The Record, offices in all 21 counties will be open until 9 tonight to accommodate any last-minute registrants. All 80 seats are up for grabs in the state General Assembly. Democrats currently hold a 54-26 majority. There's also a special state Senate election in South Jersey's 1st legislative district. Election day is November 5th. There has been opposition to the president's decision to remove troops from Syria as the conflict between the Kurds and Turkey heats up. Coming up, we go to Patterson to get perspective from both sides.
You're watching fios1 News, the one place for what's happening in New Jersey.
It's time. It's time for the abuse of children to stop. A new law gives survivors of childhood sexual abuse a chance to take legal action. Jeff Anderson and Associates is one of the nation's leading child sex abuse law firms. Call us confidentially because it's time.
89.99. The drain's going down every time. That's right. Where your thumbs up, guys. 89.99. The drain's going down every time. That's right. Where your thumbs up, guys.
That's right. We're your service professionals. We're not happy till you give us the thumbs up.
Anthony Bucco and Brian Bergen are dangerous to women's health. Bucco repeatedly votes against funding women's health services, denying women access to breast exams and cancer screenings. And Brian Bergen, he said he would be another resounding no to funding women's cancer screenings and breast exams. Bucco and Bergen's extreme positions deny women access to vital health care. Contact Anthony Bucco and Brian Bergen. Tell them to end their extreme agenda that denies women needed health care.
If you see breaking news happening in New Jersey,
Details, but what we're hearing from sources at the scene,
you can be first.